No one can see the future. There are no magic goggles. There is no crystal ball. So the planners at the Association of Bay Area Governments and the Metropolitan Transportation Commission are trying something revolutionary to plan for 2050 by looking at different potential futures. Each future reflects the uncertainties of today and tomorrow, from earthquakes and financial upheavals to driverless cars and sea level rise. This effort, known as the Horizon Initiative, is designed to ensure the Bay Area can succeed in whatever future comes our way.
To be clear, we're not trying to predict what we think is going to happen. We're trying to construct a scenario.
And in this case, we're talking about high-speed rail.
Or are we going to embark upon a large housing?
MTC and ABAG convened national and regional experts to create a suite of what-if scenarios called Futures.
More housing, more affordable, more transit-oriented.
We started our future with 3 feet of sea level rise. So.
A series of earthquakes, 3 of them.
Low tax rates and low expenditures and no federal transportation funding.
Let's take a look at the 3 proposed now. First, clean and green. What if new technologies and a national carbon tax enabled telecommuting and distributed job centers?
In Clean and Green, we will explore a future where the federal government implements strict environmental regulations and a national tax on carbon emissions. New technologies thrive in this future with virtual reality, telecommuting, and smaller-scale distributed work centers enabling live-work communities across the Bay Area. Still, while the Bay Area may be generally well-positioned in this future, higher taxes and increased regulations would impact specific industries. Without strategic policy actions, greater inequalities may emerge between the rich and the poor. Automation of jobs might mean that fewer residents are able to participate in the workforce, and widespread adoption of shared driverless vehicles might also necessitate new priorities for transportation investments.
Second, rising tides, falling fortunes. What if the federal government cuts spending and reduces regulations, leaving decisions to states and regions?
In Rising Tides, Falling Fortunes, we will explore a future where the federal government hands off most responsibilities to states, regions, and cities. Autonomous vehicles fail to live up to the hype as Silicon Valley struggles with new competitors abroad. A lack of international action on climate change results in 3 feet of sea level rise by 2050. These shifts combined mean that cities, regions, and states must foot the bill for much-needed roadways, transit systems, seawalls, and more. While this future would result in relatively slow population growth and limit the demand for new homes, reduced funding and severe climate change impacts would create new challenges for an aging Bay Area population. Thousands of homes and businesses would be flooded unless funding could be found to protect them, and a stagnant economy would reduce economic opportunity for those of all income levels.
Third, back to the future. What if an economic boom and new transportation options spur a new wave of development?
In Back to the Future, we will explore a future where the United States is booming. Rapid job growth and high levels of immigration are supported by strategic policy decisions to invest in infrastructure. Silicon Valley technologies are dominant worldwide in everything from cars to e-commerce, triggering severe growth pressures in the Bay Area. New Hyperloop lines zip residents from Stockton and Sacramento into the Bay Area in a matter of minutes, and driverless vehicles are parked in driveways across the Bay Area. While this future has the most vibrant regional economy, the region would need to find ways to accommodate millions more residents over the next 3 decades. The Bay Area might emerge as the most diverse and economically successful West Coast megaregion, but substantial infrastructure needs may not be met fully with new tax revenues. Finally, agricultural lands here and in the Central Valley could be at severe risk from urban sprawl.
It's welcome to do this kind of scenario planning. I think the generation coming after us, if they, and I'm sorry to be so philosophical, but come along and say, did you guys ever even question your basic assumptions? We can say, yeah, go back and look at every single scenario that we looked at and every scenario that we tried to prepare ourselves for. At least we'll be able to say we did our best, at looking at alternatives.
So what's next? The MTC ABAG planning team will now explore in greater detail what these 3 futures mean for the Bay Area in terms of traffic congestion, housing development, and many other factors. But we need your help to imagine how the Bay Area would thrive in each of them. Join us this fall to strategize how to win the future. And in the meantime, follow our progress